Hello buddies! In this video I will show you how to grind the most efficient way the Elvia Giant spot. So recently we got the Calpheon Elvia, and with that came the Giants, and it's a really good money making, so that's why I want to show you how I grind and how you can maximize your DPS. So let's start. First off, that's my gear. Oh, I can delete that, I killed some Giants earlier. That's my gear, but you don't need that much gear because Giant has a AP cap, which is like 840, and to know if you reach the cap, you can just go in your inventory and go in my stats, and you can see there's a bunch of numbers, but at the right, the final stats, you can see your AP, which is 650 for me, and at the bottom left, you see the extra AP against monster. So you add those two numbers and it's like 840 something. And with that, I just reach the giant cap. And the more AP you have, basically you don't get the full AP. At giant, it's a 5% AP ratio. So if you above like 840 AP, every AP extra gives you 0.2 AP. Oh no, it's 0.05, so it's 0.05 AP. So with like 100 AP, you only get 5 AP extra. So that's why getting more AP when you reach the cap is not really a good idea. But at Giant, there's also another way to do even more damage with the AP. And that's basically shown into the crystals with the human damage. Giants are considered human. So basically, you can stack the human damage, and that goes beyond the cap. So if you see here plus 8 damage to human, it's a plus 8. It's a plus 8. It's not 5% of that value. It's really good to stack up damage against human if you farm at human spot like Biragiden or Giant. So you can go even beyond the cap and basically do even more damage. And the other crystals are basically the same as normal, most like the IP against monster, and the back attack is pretty good. You can also use, I also use the Olukas for human damage and attack speed, the Akrad for even more attack speed, one single red spirit crystal for 3 AP against human, and I'll also use 2 crystal of Elkar because it's good to ignore all resistances because you can CC the mobs with your attacks. You can knock them down and basically do more damage when they are on the ground. So the more you ignore all resistances, the more chances you have to knock them down and do even more damage to them. So that's why I'm using that. But if you don't like those Elkar, you can also use the Viper that gives even more accuracy. If you have accuracy problems, you will see it when you attack mobs. It will just say miss, 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 miss. Yeah, it's something somewhere in my inventory. That's evasion. Yeah, those vipers. But you can also use another red spirit crystals, or you can also use the rebellious. It's your choice, but that's basically my setup using 2 L-cars. And critical damage, you want critical damage because you will basically one-shot the mobs, so you don't have time to go in their back. You just have to one-shot them straight away in front of them, or most of them are in front of you. So, and finally, the guarantee is pretty normal. For the, let's go with the potions. I use like a half elixir rotation. I use a exquisite crown meal, but for the elixirs, back attack, it's like good for some spot. Like some mobs have their back turned to you, so it will do more damage to them. All AP, you don't really need that because with the 5% AP cap, you get like I think less than 1 AP with that, so you can like remove that if you don't want to lose like more money with elixirs. Human damage, that's like the best one. That's why I use elixirs for this spot. Otherwise, if that elixir didn't exist, I would just use the frenzied route, or maybe that for maybe a giant for the extra attack damage. I'm not sure. But since we have that as an elixir, I just use the human damage. The third one is the down attack. As I said, you can CC the mobs, and you will do more damage when they are on the ground. And finally, the critical hit damage, that's like the best one to do even more damage. So basically, everything else is not really useful. If you have accuracy problems, you can use the accuracy one, but that's pretty much like the only four elixirs that you will need. You can use a perfume, but again, when you reach a certain AP, adding even more AP just gives 5% of that number. So if you use a courage, it's basically using 1 AP if you go beyond the cap. So you're probably better off using the deep sea elixirs if you want to go like really try hard. And finally, for the add-ons, compared to the other spots, you want something that gives human damage. Personally, I use it on my big black blood circle because I really like that skill, and it kills a lot of mobs fast. So, and I always use that. It's a 10-second cooldown, and the extra damage for human lasts 12 seconds. So I basically have it all the time activated. So that's why I'm using it. But you can use like human damage on other skills that you want, the ones that you prefer, and so, but that's the most important part, human damage. You can reduce the DP, you can increase your DP, but that's not really necessary in that spot. They don't hurt that much, but it's just my loadout for everything, so I just keep that. Accuracy, movement speed, attack speed, back attack, critical hit damage. You can also use down attack, which I don't have in my current setup, if you want to do more damage when they are on the ground. But that's pretty much the setup. And the spot I'm going to farm is basically here. It's like at the same same place as the Marnie realm, so just try to go in the Marnie realm and it will just tell you to go there. That's the rotation I like the most. It has a lot of packs of mobs around, so I can just yeet around each of them. So that's the gear. Thing to remember: don't go beyond the cap with your AP. Otherwise, the extra AP you get above the cap don't really give you much damage. Always stack human damage. Human damage, the more that you can, that goes beyond the cap with no percentage loss. So it's just better to go full human damage on that spot. And if you go on Arsha, full human damage will help you kill people more efficiently. So that's good, I guess. And so yeah, for now I will just try to, I think I will just go to that spot. I don't think there's anyone. Yeah, so I can just farm here. I don't have to cut the video, adjust the camera. So what I like right now, I'm in the server that has the green C7 boss drop rate bonus. So here I just use, I have a Villa Scroll. I always like to use that. I will use my elixirs, that's bot. My pets all fed. All my things are done. And drop rate activated. And also use one of those little thingies that I just have one left. So let's start. So you want to try to go in every little pack of mob like once. And in here, there's some little events that you will do. For now, there's not like, it would I think take a while. So now you see the red text, the soul that seeks rest appeared. So it's basically a red circle ball that is there. You don't need to pay attention to it now. It's just going to collect souls if you kill mobs next to it. So now we just cleared the pack, going from pack to pack, and it's really like You don't really need to aggro any of them, you just try to AoE and it will be really cool. All the mobs are right next to each other, so you don't need to bother grouping them. And on that pack, the one I just killed, like it is a bit like higher than all the others, so it's a bit harder to kill it. So try to position yourself to be able to hit him at the same time as the others. It's just a tiny bit more trash loot per hour. So you see, the red balls are going into the big shiny ball, and soon they will pop an event that you will see once it's there. And you can also go in the Marnie realm, again, the little ball spawn in that pack of mob. So at one point, every single pack of mobs that I'm killing there will have some kind of event at some point. And the event is pretty cool, you will see. Again, that package just had that thing. And like you see, I'm killing them really easily. That's simply because of the human damage. Like at the start of Calpheon Elvia, I didn't really check how to farm the spot, I was just YOLOing it. And that's only after a couple of hours that I saw a video and it was saying that human damage was really a big deal here. And after that I went again and it made the difference like night and day. Like going from like 3-4 skills to just one skill and one-shotting all of them. I hope we will get an event soon. Otherwise I will skip the video. Yeah, there's multiple events in those areas. But yeah, stacking human damage, I cannot say. Oh, now I think the event is there. Oh yeah, the event is there. So you go in the circle that you see, and now it will pop the event. So basically, mobs all around will spawn and go towards you. What I do is I don't stand here normally. The event pops and I just leave. Like I kill all the mobs, so I just leave to the next pack of mobs. So those mobs from the event have time to just gather all around. And once I'm coming back to that spot, all the mobs will be there, plus the one that will respawn. So basically I just killed twice as many mobs just from the event, while killing all the other mobs. That's what I like to do. Just to make sure, 210%. Oh, I forgot to take the 10 buff. So I'm only at 210% drop rate, but the most important part is the trash loot. So because the other items are just based on so many factors like drop rates, your class, so it's never the same, but the trash loot is really the same all the time. So now I went back to that spot, I killed all of the mobs, and I just leave the event trigger more mobs. Sometimes I can just go back and kill them really quick, so we can spawn even more. Oh, now you see another event just spawned, so I just go in the circle, I pop the event, so now the mobs will gather to the fire, while I'm just switching from pack to pack. And also, if you didn't know, spots in the game that has event triggering to them, like Giant, are affected by the drop rate. So if you have like 400% drop rates, you will have way more events popped than someone with a 200 or even no loot scroll. Because like you don't see it, but events are like an item that drops on the ground that you picked. It's like an invisible item. So you just pick up an event and it triggers. So that's what happened during events. So try to always have a lot of drop rate, even though we just do that anyway, without even thinking. And that spot is also a really good spot to pop an Agris coin or a big blessing if you just came back to the game. It has a really, like, you get a lot of trash loots, and it's pretty easy to do. But I will just go back to the event here. So now there's like bigger mobs that spawned. Now there's a group of mega giant hungry for the soul. So they just... Oh, okay. Now there's even bigger giants. I think they give more trash loot than the normal ones. So I will just stay there until the event ends. Okay, so now there's a big boss. And it's not... Oh, he just went away, so now there's more giants that spawns in. Just kill the giants. And the boss just came back. So now you can kill it. Oh shit, he dodged. Okay, so now you killed it. You actually gained a buff that you can see in my buff bar. You don't really see it because there's a Kozarka and Nuver thingy. But you get the 1 minute, I will just show you. In the active effects, you get 1 minute, like to the bottom right, 1 minute for 15% attack speed and cast speed during the duration. So you can actually attack faster during that time. So that's why it's pretty good to kill the boss, so you can like clear the packs faster with that 1 minute OPness, or that you can kill the mobs faster with attack speed. Now I just triggered another event, so every single pack of mobs can trigger the event. And also, since you drop a lot of trash loot here, it will fill up pretty fast your inventory. And you can use the maids to put the trash loot in the storage, but you get so much that you need a lot of maids to be able to sustain the trash loot. So you can use your horse and put trash loot on your horse. So that's why I have my horse over there. It's right next to it, and it's not getting attacked by anything. So I can use it more efficiently. Kill all the mobs here. Wait a bit to pick up all the trash loot. And switch mob. And I think so, like if you take too long to clear the events, the boss will just not spawn, and you will lose basically the boss. Well, Crystallized Despair, that's worth quite a lot these days. I don't know if they drop in price since the release. It was like 60 million each. So now I just killed the giant here, and now I get another 15% attack speed. And I'm not sure if I would get it in this hour because it's pretty rare, but you can get an even bigger boss that spawned off the giant boss. But it's quite rare. Like, I'm not talking about the event in the middle, like here, the red rift, but it's really another boss. But yeah, it's pretty much it. I hope I will get an event in the middle, so yeah, I can show you like what to do when you have the attack buff that one-shot everything basically. So I will see you there if I get it. Otherwise, it will be at the end of the video. Okay, so now we have the first, I think second event now. It's a unique item that the middle rift is getting crazy, and now there's a big boss that's going to spawn in the middle. And it can be between one of three, so now it's like Gigagord, the boss. But it can also be a Cyclops or a Giant. It can be between three encounters. So now that you have Gigagore, you will know it because he will spawn little mobs like Shadow of Nightmare mobs that you can kill, and the boss will take a while to spawn, so just continue to do your rotation. So now you kill a bunch of little mobs. He is going to spawn, and don't bother going to the middle and try to kill him. Just wait for him to come to you. Okay, like you see, now I'm pretty much overweight, almost. So I will temporarily get to my horse, put the trash loot there because I get so many trash loot, and going back like nothing happened. So now I'm going to continue to kill the mobs like nothing happened. So now we have the big boss coming to us, the Gigagord. And try to always do the boss while there's an event. I mean the mob spawning event thingy. So now the Gigagore is going into this second phase. You just go on the ground, pray, and get back up when he's 50% health, and you continue killing him. And now you've done it. So now you killed him. You get a bunch of stuff. You can get a disto. But now you basically one-shot all the mobs, because when you kill Gigagore or any big bosses like that, you get a 5 minute of like can kill mobs really fast in those 5 minutes. But it has a 30-minute cooldown, as you can. Oh, okay, that's the big boss. We got lucky. So I just killed a giant, like the small boss, and now a bigger boss just spawned. And since I have the buff, I can just one tap him. I don't even have the knowledge of that boss. So now he just spawns a bunch of little mobs around him. I'm not sure if there's a strategy to let him alive so more mobs can spawn, but I just one-shotted him, so don't bother. So that's basically all the encounters that you can face at Giants. The first one is the little circle that spawns mob, and at the end of that, there's like a first boss that spawn, and if you kill the boss, you have a chance to have a bigger boss that spawn. That's the second encounter, and the third encounter is with the red shard buff here, the red rift that can spawn. The entire area becomes red, and it can spawn like a big boss, a choice of 3 bosses. And once you kill him, you get super high damage, killing everything in one tap with the buff that you get. Active effect to the left. No, not sure it's showing there, but it's a big buff. And you need to be careful here because since you one tap all the mobs super quick, you actually need to like wait a little bit or increase your rotation, because everything dies so fast that you will lack mobs at certain point. Yes, and now just get the baby boss just went away. Now the giant are spawning, and he's going to come back, but I will just go to the next pack of mob to wait for him to spawn. Now he's there, so I'm just going back. I just one-shot him because I have the buff, and now I have 15% attack speed because I killed him. So yeah. And now I one-shot and I attack fast. So it can be quite satisfying to be here. You one tap them and you can attack really fast, and as a guardian I kind of like it to attack extremely fast. So yeah, that was all the encounters. I will also increase my rotation by going here, without going in other rotations. So yeah, it's way more action than it looks with all the little bosses. Oh, congrats Ryosaki for Calamity 7. So yeah, I will keep farming. What? There's two Calamity 7 at the same time that got popped. That's good. Now I have more AP, I think, or DP, one of the two. So yeah, I will continue grinding for the hour, and I will get back to you for the end result. So, bye. Okay, so now we got the second event in the first hour. So it's a big Cyclops. So here, you can just kite him around, just continue to grind as usual, and he will just follow you. He will do big AoEs and stun you, so try to dodge the red, and just like do occasional damage to him. And even if you killed him, you will not get... well, maybe I will. Like you see in my debuff bar, in 54 seconds I will be able to get another big buff again, big damage buff. So if I wait 54 seconds, I can basically get another damage buff in the same hour. So I will try to do that. And on this boss, you will do a little circle under him. He will just throw at his feet, throw up at his feet, and try to dodge that attack because it can hurt quite a lot. So if you die, it's probably because of that attack. So in 5 seconds, I can kill him. Just doing this little alert at the same time. We'll crystallize despair. Camp back. So let's try to kill him more seriously while doing the little encounter here. So he's almost dead. He has a lot of hit points, so try to attack him in the back. It will do more damage. He's turning around pretty fast. So now you kill them, you get the crystallized despair, and you have the damage buff basically. Because you waited 30 minutes. So yeah, that was the second boss after the Gigagord. It's the Cyclops. But it's not always the same order. So, I just finished my first hour since a while at the Giant with all of my setup, and I pulled around 34k trash loot, so that's pretty good. It's like 680 million trash loot in value, and for the other stuff, it's a good source of seal black magic crystals, so if you are missing some, I just got 35 with only 220% drop rate, so that's pretty good. 12 crystallized despair, those are worth 60 million-ish, yeah, each, if it didn't go down in price. Scorching Sun Shard only like 5 million each, I believe. Yeah, 5 million. And like a lot of Blackstone armor and weapon. So that's a really good spot for money. According to Garmot, that much loot is worth 1.5 billion. So if you want money without minimal effort, just stack human damage and you're basically good. Just farm Giant. It's like one of the best spot in the game for like lower gear people. So I strongly encourage you to try it out. It's quite fun. So if you do, uh, I would like to see how much trash you pull there. If you do more than me, I'm happy for you. Your class is probably better than mine, or maybe you have found a trick that I didn't. If you pull less, try to inspire yourself from what I did in this video. So yeah, I like Giant. It's like the best Elvia Calpheon spot, in my opinion. Closely second is Hex Sanctuary. I will do a video about about X in like a couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you liked the grind video. If you did, please subscribe and write a comment that you appreciated that video. And I will see you another day. And I hope you have a good day. Bye bye, buddies.